courtyard is gonna stay as is.
Okay.
We are looking at different, locations for these additions. We have some ideas, but they don't have those finalized yet, but right now the courtyard will stay as is.
Yeah,
We
we're
are
not
talking
gonna
about-
we're not gonna like cover all that beautiful green space.
Right.
I mean, there might be things that might extend a little bit into it, but even that, we're not sold on that just yet.
Well, like, we have one big courtyard out by the art rooms and stuff like that. They were talking about making that like an outdoor classroom, so we have a lot of ideas that we're kicking around.
And the community will be involved in those design phases. Obviously, architects want us to ensure we pass that bond before they spend a lot of time designing, but we will have extensive community involved in those decisions.
Any other questions?
Well, one thing we have to mention, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah. So one other thing is the Headley override, which it's a good thing, right? So Headley override refers to obviously the 18 mils that the school district has to levy to get the full foundational amount. So say the state of Michigan says you get, I'm gonna use a round number, it's not this number, but you get $8,000 per year per pupil. That's your minimum foundational allowance, right? After proposal A, which is odd, then they said the city has to levy, or the school district has to levy 18 mils. And if you roll back, so meaning if your property values continue to rise, and it rolls back to 17.7, the state won't make up the difference. So they'll say, oh, sorry, you actually get 7,900 per pupil. The Headley override, or non-homestead millage, as they call it, does not affect, it affects businesses and second homesteads, so mostly rentals. So, and it's not an increase, it's simply just allowing the school district to continue the 18 mils. It's just a byproduct of proposal A. It's really odd that districts have to put that on the ballot, but it is what it is. So the good thing is property values are rising, but that Headley number keeps rolling back. Yeah.
So what will be actually on the ballot? The ballot will be.
There'll be two issues.
measures.
There's
Okay,
two
one
measures.
about the Headley.
One is
Yeah,
about the
and then
Headley.
one is the 3 series bond, but it's one
Okay.
vote for the
One
full
vote for 3 series.
Okay,
so-
3 series.
Yeah, and that's really important because, you know, obviously, we can't, I wish we could make promises for the long term, but as long as our health is good, Jamie and I understand the importance of longevity within the positions that he and I hold. I mean, our goal is to see this bond through. We know it's a big ask, we understand that, and we don't take that lightly, but we have to advocate for kids, that's our job. So we need to ensure, obviously, the will of the voters is our will. But if people have questions, come to us. On this PowerPoint, you have our cell phone number, our email. We've already presented to the senior group, for the
Yes.
Township of Royal Oak. Thank you for making that connection, yep. Send us other groups that we need to speak to because, we really need to make sure that people go out and vote. You know, either way, again, whatever their will is, that's our will, but we need people to go out and vote in March. Any other questions?
I know, residents out there.
Thank you for your time. I really
Appreciate that, I
Appreciate it.
appreciate you clearing that up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's always good to see you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Okay, board, we are down to item 7B. This is a presentation from Diane Smith of CSI Support and Development Services.
Good evening. My name is Diane Smith. I'm the National Development Finance Manager for CSI Support and Development Services. We are a nonprofit, mission-driven developer and manager of strictly affordable senior housing. We're headquartered in Warren, but in the state of Michigan, currently we own 25 senior properties. They're all independent living. Two of the ones we own you may be familiar with is Royal Oak Manor and Barton Towers in Royal Oak. But here in Michigan, we own and manage currently 3,200 units. We also work in 3 other states, Maryland, Massachusetts, The reason I'm here today to introduce you to CSI is we have entered into a purchase agreement to acquire Royal Oak Towers. We are acquiring that from the existing owner who's owned it since 2003, I believe. And we signed a purchase agreement the end of August, and we should be closing on that property around the second week of December. That's our goal. So I wanted to just let you know who we were, and we're really excited to become members of your community, and just what our plans are for the building. So, you know, right now that serves lower income seniors. It is an affordable property under the Low Income Housing Tax Credit Program, which is a program administered through the Michigan State Housing Development Authority. And it's also administered by the IRS. So those restrictions are gonna continue. HUD still has a piece, they have a use agreement on the property that we are gonna honor also. So anyway, we're not intending to change the use of the property at all. It's still gonna serve the exact population that it is. It's still gonna be considered affordable. But this is exactly what we do. You know, we acquire and build properties and reinvest back in us.
What about the staff? Will you change the staff or will it be the same?
So we are in the process now of interviewing all the staff, and our intention is to keep all of those staff. We were really impressed with the way the property is run. It was run very well by the current manager. So we're extending offers to all of the staff. I know that they have been very valued employees by their current managers, so I'm not sure how that's all gonna go, but we're hoping that we get to keep all of them.
The agreement you signed up with them, you will still be doing pilot tax?
I'm sorry, can you?
You will still be doing, paying pilot tax?
Oh, yes, thank you. So this property does have a pilot on it, and the pilot will continue because it's still gonna be restricted in affordability, and we're maintaining the same population we're gonna serve. The pilot will continue. So and it's gonna continue under the same terms that it already is.
So pretty much what you're telling me, Ms. Smith, is everything pretty much remains the same except for the owners.
Correct.
Okay.
Owners and then managers. So so CSI is an owner and a manager of strictly affordable senior. So on the day of closing, the manager will also change to CSI.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And what is your position?
So I'm the National Development and Finance Manager. And I also brought our National Construction and Facilities Manager. So nationwide, we have 59 properties. This will be our 60th property. And Mel Hudson is in charge of our facilities department. So we have professional facilities folks that work out of our office and then out of our other 3 offices that do nothing but take care of the buildings. And that's as one of our goals is to always maintain the highest quality that we can. So to date, we've never sold a property that we've developed. So it's always our intention to continually reinvest back into these properties. We do have, in the next 3 to 5 years, we plan to do a larger renovation of the property. But in the meantime, we're just gonna take it over, just manage it as is. And the renovation, you know, Mel's here to answer any questions you would have on how we approach a renovation. But we would still serve the same tenants, so the use of the property would not change at all.
Because maybe I'm wrong, board, correct me. Wasn't it about a year or 2 that they came, the previous, and they did a renovation? Or they were seeking
They were
to do
doing
it?
it. When they had that flood, remember they had the flood, all the water came down in the,
Okay, so.
that's the only thing they did, they cleaned that up and just redid
Oh, okay.
some work there.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it was my understanding about,
It was a
A
fire or
fire.
something.
It was
yeah, there was
fire.
a fire on the
Yeah.
second
And then they-
floor.
I went there.
It flooded the
Okay.
the entryway and they had to clean all that
Yeah,
up,
I
so they
remember
didn't
that.
do, really,
I thought
they
it
just
was-
fixed what was
Mhm.
messed up.
But they
Yeah.
came to us, remember they came, well, they came for the pilot.
Yeah,
Okay.
they came to the project. Yeah.
So one thing, I do have some brochures that I'll leave with you that describes, CSI and what we do. And then also examples of some of the properties that we have around in our Michigan area. One of the unusual things about CSI is we have a cooperative management system where the folks that live there take an extremely active role in helping make the daily decisions that happen in the building. So it's a real resident empowerment, resident engagement model. So, we feel it's the best way for a senior to live because they retire and they move into a facility like this. They still have lifelong skills to give, so it gives them opportunity to participate in the management of the facility.
How long has CSI been in business,
So CSI has been around for over 70 years. We're 70 years, so we're getting ready to celebrate our 75th anniversary. And we have a very unusual history. We started off as a dairy cooperative, believe it or not, down in Wyandotte, Michigan. That's where we got our start. From there, we grew into various cooperative businesses, a credit union, a cooperative grocery store, and in the 50s, we started doing affordable senior housing. And from there, we grew into 59 properties. The majority of the properties in our portfolio, we've developed ourselves and built. But we have acquired a handful of properties in the past 10 years.
So is it strictly viewed for seniors?
Correct. Right now, there is a, MSHDA requires that it be rented to folks that are 62 and older. However, the current manager has asked for a waiver to rent to 55 and older. So there are quite a few 55 and older folks there.
Is it for disability too?
No, the age limit is 55 and older.
And no disability?
You can, as long as you meet that income, or that age and income requirement.
No, that means the age, okay. I thought they had younger disability people that would stay in there.
It's my understanding there isn't, but,
The building is ADA compliant?
I'll turn that over to Mel.
Okay.
He's our facility specialist. Sure.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Like Dan said, my name's Mel Hudson. I'm the National Construction Manager for CSI. And I get to build new ones and keep everything that we have in our portfolio in good shape. So I've got, like she said, teams in each region. So the accessibility question, my understanding, we've got a good amount of information. I've been through the building a few times. It appears that the access through the main areas is accessible, but they don't have accessible units, which is something that we typically do during renovation. So when we do the renovation that Dan was talking about 3 or 4 years from now somewhere, is kind of the target. But when we go through it, we've got a plan that we go after. We start with safety first. So we go through and we go through the fire alarm, the nurse call system, everything to do with the safety of the folks within the building. And then, security and everything to do with safety. And then we roll into accessibility. So we go through the whole building and make sure that every single thing is fully accessible. Then we add, typically it's 5% of the units. We'll just tear them completely apart and just rebuild the unit to absolutely today's standards.
That was one of the big complaints, from some of the residents of the accessibility of the building was an ADA compliant. I had never been upstairs or anything like that, but there was enough complaints to know that it was.
Right.
Okay.
And that's, and then, that's really something that happens, because in 1976, when the building was built, everything was totally different. And, now there's a lot more understanding of what it takes, and the codes are pretty clear, and when you get to that point, then you can get a lot better. Plus, folks are aging in place, and it's our mission, like Dan said, we're a nonprofit mission-driven group. We're only here for the people that live in that building. Matter of fact, the board's made up of people who live in the buildings. Our entire board of directors is made up of folks voted from the members, people that live there to the board, they, are their boss's boss. So point being is, yeah, sorry, I get off track. So Diane did ask me just to talk about what we go after, and it is that, it's safety, accessibility, then we go right into the building's physical needs, because, we have a pretty good handle on what buildings need after having 60 buildings for 1965 is a pretty big one. And we just put it together, then we bring everybody in the building together, we have a large meeting, and we do member input. So an awful lot of dialogue, they're involved every step of the way. That gets really geeky when it gets a little.
With access, having access to the floor, you got that wall there.
Right.
And then there's this, people squeeze through this one little panel. But my concern is with my seniors that are more handicapped, using walkers, and in the wintertime, it's pitiful that they have to walk all the way around. So is there a way to coordinate with Kroger to see if y'all can come up with a plan to make it more accessible to our handicapped seniors?
Absolutely. That was, something was actually brought up, to our attention about just the way that front works, and one of our staff actually saw it, spent a little time studying what he saw it. We even were just kind of throwing around some ideas. I know exactly that little spot you're talking about, because I've squeezed through it. Yeah, it's just the most logical thing would be to get something worked out with Kroger, because there is no real path. Right now, you have to go all the way up to the sidewalk and cross, and then there's not even like an actual access path from the sidewalk to Kroger. So it would be really easy to just open that wall up, take one parking space out. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking the same thing. It'd be easy.
Then you got safety, because some people like to drive through there, and they have trucks and.
Yeah, that front's really awkward. Yeah, and that's what we do though. I mean, we care about that stuff. It's what we do every day. And we notice that front, the entry is really awkward. We wanna look at it to see if there's.
Access to, the dollar store. Because a lot of the seniors that live there don't, like, especially in the summertime, still, because people don't pay no attention to the pedestrian stand.
Right.
It's been a few times, even myself, I've tried to do this, so someone can get across the street.
One is brought, it's been brought to our attention, there's a proposal, I guess, out for some sort of access across. We're definitely open to talk about ways to attack that, get it.
Or any other questions?
All right, well, thank you. Thank you, we're looking forward to being a part of your community. All right, thank you.
Okay, board, we are down to item number D. To approve, or, oh, excuse me, is this
C.
Excuse me,
C.
C. To approve or disapprove accounts payable dated October 15, 2019 through November the 5th, 2019 in the amount of $56,122.87.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved by Phillips, supported by Tillery. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Now I have to make a correction to item D, if you all saw. I'd like to make a motion to approve or disapprove payroll dated October 3rd.
You can't make it, but we can make it for you.
Oh, well, excuse me, let me make the correction then. October 3rd through October 31st. In the amount of, dang, I didn't put none of that down?
Can I do a motion, for you?
Yes, do you
I'd
have,
like
you
to make a
have,
motion that we approve accounts payable. Payroll from October 2019, and that the correct amount be filled in by the financial manager.
You have a correct one?
I have it.
You got the correct amount? What is that?
Yes. It's in here. It's $60,952.70.
952?
$60,952.70. And the dates is from October the 3rd to October the 31st.
Right.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve payroll dated October the 3rd, 2019, through October the 31st, 2019, in the amount of $60,952.10.
Second.
70 cents.
So moved. It's been moved by Clerk Turner and supported by Phillips. All in favor? Any nays? Motion carried. We're down to item number E, to approve or disapprove the adoption of the 2020 CDB resolution in the amount of $11,689 allocated to code enforcement.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the adoption of the 2020 CDBG resolution in the amount of $11,689 allocated to code enforcement.
I second.
It's been moved by Turner, supported by Tillery. Madam Clerk, roll call please.
Treasurer Phillips,
Yes.
trustee Tillery,
Yes.
Miles,
Yes.
clerk Turner, yes, supervisor Swan.
Yes, motion carried. We are down to item number F, to approve or disapprove the General Appropriation Act for the Charter Township Rollo's 2020 budget. You've heard our financial manager go through the budget. Are there any questions?
Yes, you want us to approve this budget with the changes because it's got to be.
Oh, excuse me, that is correct.
Yes.
Okay, we have to, that can be in your motion.
Then you have to make a motion to
To
approve the
change it
budget
back to the,
with the necessary changes.
no,
Yeah, it'd be
the
the clerk,
necessary change is
is the
the
clerk,
clerk's budget back to the original.
Original. That's what I said. Budget.
It's been motioned by Phillips, support,
I second.
supported by Tillery. Madam Clerk, roll.
Clerk Turner, yes. Treasurer Phillips,
Yes.
trustee Miles,
Yes.
Tillery. Yes. Supervisor Swan.
Yes. We are down to item number G. Approve, disapprove the contract with the professional services between Kentuck, Colbert, and Kovac and the Charter Township of Rollo in the amount of $39,999.96 yearly, effective immediately until December 31st, 2020.
So move.
Second.
It's been moved by Phillips, supported by Tillery. All in favor? Any, oh, that's the contract. Madam Clerk, roll call please.
Treasurer Phillips,
Yes.
clerk Turner, yes. Trustee Tillery. Yes. Miles,
Yes.
supervisor Swan.
Yes, motion approved. Item number 8, approve, disapprove, $1 per hour increase for Township Administrative Assistant Erica Duncan, effective immediately.
I'd like to make a motion, we approve the dollar increase for Erica Duckett, excuse me, plus her PTO for holiday pay.
Is that PTO and the holiday pay?
Excuse me, no, that's not in here, and we cannot do that.
Why can't I make my own motion?
Okay, well,
I can make my own motion now.
okay, she can make her motion, but I'd like to comment on it. Okay, excuse me, board,
Before you comment, I needed somebody to approve it.
So moved.
Okay, thank you.
okay, board, that is against the law for us to do that, against our policy and procedure. Now, I approve for Erica Duckett to have the pay of $1. This is a temporary position. You can't, excuse me, I gave it to you. And board, if this is, I would like to give everybody the opportunity to go through their policy and procedure manual before you approve this. Now, I would approve for her to have the $1 increase. We cannot, you want me to read it? Can I
No,
have it?
because she's been here a year.
Excuse me.
She's not
Excuse me.
temporarily, she don't work for a
Excuse me, could you
temporary,
pass that to me
she don't work for a temporary agency. We hired her.
as a
Yeah.
temporary, and if you go back into it, let's go back into the minutes, we hired her as a temporary employee.
We
And
hired
I
her
will
from
go
another
back into the
employee.
minutes and tell you. Temporary employees are employees hired as an interim replacement to
Okay.
temporary supplement the workforce or assist in the completion of a specific project. This includes employees hired on a seasonal basis. Employment assignments in this category are of limited duration. Temporary employees retain their status as temporary employees until notified otherwise. She hasn't been notified. Employment beyond an initially stated period does not imply a change in employment status unless otherwise agreed in writing. Temporary employees are not eligible to participate in or receive township provided benefits. This is the policy and procedure manual that we adopted
Okay, can I say
on
something?
January 1st, 2018. Now, I know that in the past, township board, now, excuse me, because I was a trustee, we didn't adhere to a lot of our policies and procedures. And I appreciate it, if we act accordingly now.
Excuse me, I'm still like,
And I like Erica, but we have a policy and procedure in place.
okay,
Now, excuse me, one more thing, board, if you wanna table this until I get the minutes when we hired her, and it was a temporary position, and it's still a temporary position, and there's a reason why that position is
excuse
temporary.
me,
There's a reason why that position is gonna stay temporary.
excuse me. She's been here a year. She's worked the same hours as everybody else works. So it's not temporarily. We did not hire her through an agency. We hired her, the township hired her.
We
So,
understand
I
that.
mean, that's my motion. We can pass it or whatever.
What does this mean right here? Temporary employees retain their status as temporary employees unless notified otherwise.
That's
Who
right.
notified her?
That's right.
The board or who?
And it says in writing,
Well, who
In
does the
writing.
notification to her?
when she wants to become, when that position becomes a permanent position. When that position becomes a permanent position. So board, she has her motion on the table.
Excuse me, it's supposed to be off. I apologize.
She has her motion. And did anybody give it support?
I had to, some of the stuff
Okay,
has
so
changed
Madam
without our
Clerk-
knowledge.
Madam Clerk, no, nothing has changed, Cindy.
Okay,
Go
okay.
back and look when you hired her and see
That's
what it
okay.
says. How, you wanna make rash decisions without going through our policies. And that's what I feel. And you know, I know that that's what has
I
happened.
went, Donna, I read my stuff, excuse me, Madam Supervisor, I read
She
my
made
stuff,
her
I go
motion.
through stuff, and I think that was my decision, my
Okay.
motion, so it could go,
She
it
wants
could
to-
pass, or it could,
Right, that's what I asked her to
That's
call
all.
roll on this.
that's all.
Of course.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what the minute says, with
Stacy,
her
I-
receiving I'm okay with her getting the increase,
Yes.
but if we can approve that and look at the minutes,
Well, that's what it says on the agenda, to give her the increase.
and then look at
I
the
said the increase.
actual minutes, because this whole thing, we all got a problem with, so we're gonna eventually come to the board with some revision on this, but,
I got a problem.
I'm okay with the increase, but I need to see the minutes.
Yes, yes.
So that's just me, because
Mhm.
to me, it don't make sense, she's here, she's been here a year, why not, but I'm not gonna buck the system, I need to see the minutes.
So, her motion, if she wants to keep her motion, and that's with PTO,
Plus
vacation, sick
PTO
and
and holiday
everything,
pay.
so board, that's her motion.
So the motion is disapprove $1 per hour increase for Township Administrative Assistant Erica Duckett, effective immediately, including PTO and holiday pay. Now, that's her motion.
That was my motion,
That's your motion.
yes.
And I support.
Yeah,
I
I asked you to take roll.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Down, y'all have to read down. Clerk Turner. Yes. Trustee Tillery.
Yes. Oh,
Hillary.
oh, I'm sorry.
She wants to give her not only the dollar, but the PTO and everything else, which is, it states in our policy and procedure, you
No.
can't do that.
No, and you need to stop talking when somebody goes.
You did. Don't tell me.
Trustee
We're
Miles.
good, we're good. Thank you, Ms. Phillips, I will.
Trustee Miles.
No.
Treasurer Phillips.
Yes.
Supervisor Squall?
No.
So no
No.
is when.
So can, I have a motion to approve, this position with the increase of $1 per hour.
You can't make it, somebody can make it for you.
I make the motion that we approve the dollar increase per hour for, the administrative assistant Erica Duckett effective immediately.
Or,
It's been moved by, Tillery and supported by Miles. Madam Clerk, roll please.
Clerk, turn it on. Tillery?
Yes.
Miles?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes, I can put $1. I ain't giving no bills.
Supervisor Squall?
Then we're down to item number I. Receive and file the National School Week proclamation. You all have that, you all have it.
I make a motion that we receive and file the National School Choice Week proclamation.
Okay, I don't, that doesn't have to go voted on, but okay.
Okay.
Item number J, approve or disapprove the proclamation for Bill Cunningham to perform journal entries and bank reconciliations, for the Charter Township of Monroe for the months of April, May, June, July, in the amount of $8,000. That's, now, he won't be doing it for the months of April, he'll just be doing those months, but we need more months than that. So, board, you have his, proposal. Did I say proclamation? I meant to say proposal, his proposal for his accounting services to perform those duties.
I move that we hire Bill Cunningham to do April, May, June, and July at of $8,000.
Support.
It's been moved by Phillips, supported by Turner. Madam, Clerk, roll call please.
Trustee Tillery?
No.
Miles?
No.
Clerk, turn it, yes. Treasurer Phillips?
Yes.
Supervisor Squall?
No. Okay, so we are down to item number K, to approve or disapprove the supervisor to proceed with the RFP process for disposal services. Our disposal services will be up next month in December. In our county manual, we do have to go out for bids, and this will be my very first time to do an RFP, but what I did is I went to the previous township manager's consent agreement offices, and I found where Mr. Robert Burgess had did the bid for disposal and wrote the RFP for disposal, and I will study that, and I will, put together one. And I have found 3 to 4 disposal services, advanced GFL, waste management, and I will also go back and look at, what's the name of it, Sacra. I will also see what Sacra has to offer for us. So hopefully if I can have this done within a week or, you know, a little bit more. Give me a little time, this is my first one. So board, I'm asking that you, give me the okay to, start the process for the RFP for disposal.
I make a motion that we approve for you to start the RFPs. For disposals, I'm sorry.
It's been moved by Tillery,
or,
supported by Miles. Madam Clerk, roll.
Trustee Tillery?
Yes.
Miles?
Yes.
Clerk, turn it, yes. Treasurer Phillips?
Yes.
Supervisor Squall?
Yes. Okay. And we're down to item number 11, to approve, disapprove of Christmas lighting project. For the past, I think this will be our 4th year, I don't know if this will be our 3rd or 4th
This is
year.
our third. This is our third. For the
Okay,
light year, this is third.
So we ain't,
Well, well, what has happened is, we really, what's the name, your church, Greater Middle for the last 3 years
Right.
has been, doing a tree lighting service for the community, lighting the 3, is it oak trees that's out in the front?
Right.
They're really large trees. So last year, we hired, Mike and them had them hire that jack to go up front and, you know, really, they still haven't purchased enough lights to go on all 3 of these trees. And it's okay, you know. So Reverend Willis approached me about a week ago, a little bit more, and he asked, could we get some letters out to the businesses here on 8 Mile and so forth to help pay for this. And I'm in agreement with it, but I do know that by those being corporate businesses, they have to go up the ladder to the chain of command. And this tree lighting service is usually done right before Thanksgiving, and they have cider, donuts. It's a nice festivity for the community. We all come out and do Christmas carols, and afterwards they go around caroling. So this is usually done right before Thanksgiving, and I don't think that this year we'll have time enough to ask the businesses, but we will get a letter together to start next year. Now, with that being said, we're gonna have to really start early and hold their feet to the fire, because Pearls of Wisdom has also asked them for money, and they haven't given to anything. So we will get together a real, a letter that's going to really encourage them to give to this in the future. So we can get them together, and also we're gonna ask CSI, the people that just left, to also donate. But this year, we don't have enough time, and we're getting bids for the 3 trees, and then I did count the light posts on Wyoming, and I found a company, I didn't find it. They send stuff to me every year about either you could put up a banner or put up a little light or something, you know. And so I was thinking that on Wyoming, and it's time for us to make a change and improve the way that we celebrate Christmas holiday.
Is there a limit on the money we're gonna spend? Is
Well,
there a
that's
cap?
what I was gonna ask for, no more than 3,000 or 3,500 at the most.
This was a long time dream of trustee Billy Ford.
Oh, wow, yeah,
Yes.
we can do this in honor of him. I'll make sure I mention his name when we have our carol and so forth. So board, I'm gonna ask for no more than, I don't know, I don't think, because the lights that I found, the ones, the company, Curve, it has a wreath on it and it has a little light coming out of, nothing fancy. I chose the lowest one, and that's 175 per pole, and it's 10 poles there. So, and you know, with the trees, so I'm gonna ask for about 3,500, and this will be the only time we're gonna get. And once we have these proposals, we can send these proposals out in the future with the businesses that we ask. So board, I'm gonna ask for, an amount of 3,500 for the Christmas decoration.
I make a motion that we do approve, for the beautification of our neighborhood, like other areas, for the Christmas lights and the trees, for the beautification of our community. Not to exceed $3,500.
Okay.
I support it.
It's been moved by Tillery and supported by Phillips. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries. We are down to, where am I at?
Eight.
We are down to 8, the treasurer's bank balances.
You have the bank
Yes, she has.
balances. Something else. I asked,
Okay.
And I'd like to approve or disapprove, you got a calendar in your package
Right.
that we approve, December the 30th. No, excuse me, December the 23rd. No,
Yes, that is correct.
the 23rd.
Okay.
Yeah. The 23rd and the 30th of December.
Can we, to what?
To be closed, I'm sorry.
I'm not, what about January?
I'm going to January, going to do it all of,
This, can I tell you what I was gonna propose?
go ahead.
Because she's saying December 23rd and the 30th. So that would make it, the township offices will be closed from December 23rd to January 6th.
So moved.
We will reopen January sixth.
We will reopen on January 6th.
So moved.
Okay. It's been, motion by Phillips, supported by Turner. All in favor? Any nays? Okay, Madam Clerk?
I don't have much, it's just that we have 3 elections. I'll be doing a newsletter, the end of this month, December. So the residents can get it in the beginning of January, because the AV ballot applications go out in January for the March 10th election. And that one application will be for all 3 elections, March, August, and November. If you notice, my deputy hasn't been here, she went through some, trauma. And, I think she's gonna officially resign. She didn't wanna come up here around everyone, so I'll be meeting with her Friday and or Saturday to do a final resignation letter and turn in her keys. So therefore, I will have, once she officially does it, I'll have 45 days to get another deputy clerk in here. I'm working on a couple of projects. I need to speak with state troopers and Oakland County Road Commission. That I'll report to you guys later. I just want you to know I'm working on a couple of things for the community, and I'm excited. So that's all my updates.
Okay. We are down to trustees, anything?
No.
Attorney, I don't understand that.
I know you didn't get an updated one.
No, there's nothing.
Oh.
I sent them the agenda, the picture sent me a little notice, he said, item number 11. And it was
Okay.
on there. So
Yeah,
I redid it, and the residents got the right one.
Oh, okay.
But you're the only one that was left that didn't get the right one.
Okay. Okay. Attorney, is there anything?
You too, Rick.
Okay.
Ms. Qualls, I have nothing to report, but I would like to thank the board for the confidence in us to continue in the capacity as township attorney for the next year. Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
Thank
Well,
you.
You are
Okay.
quite welcome.
Any new business?
Okay, so this new order, this might be old, about the ordinances. I actually gave the copy, he's still in the process of copying everything, and then we'll get together to update the ordinances.
Okay, very good.
Unfinished business? Maybe that's what that was.
No.
I didn't know which one.
We're down to item number 14, citizens' comments. Yes, sir, yes.
I have a concern, it's got something to do with ordinance. Do we have ordinance in place, about the shoveling the snow in front of residents' homes?
What you mean, on the sidewalk, the
Yeah.
street, or what?
As far as clearing, keeping the sidewalks clear? Is there an ordinance?
I'm not sure.
I don't know off the top of my head, but cause I know in a lot of cities,
When
you're
I was on the
responsible
board
for keeping
before,
your
it wasn't.
sidewalks clear.
When I was on the board before, that was not one. We
Look
did have
into
an
it,
ordinance,
because
but
we
we
have
were
some
keeping the cars
residents,
off the streets.
That don't clean the snow away.
You know what? Excuse me. We do have an ordinance, because I remember, a couple of years ago, a resident got one, she was highly upset, she came to the meeting, because she usually did have her sidewalk shoveled, and evidently she got off late from work and didn't, and she got a ticket by the, Oh my goodness, yes, so we do have ordinance.
Okay, well then,
We have to in order for the code to have.
You know, I hate
could you, would you make note for the code enforcement officer, you know, to check
for
into that, yeah.
Okay. Yes,
I hate to tell you the
Matter
kind
of fact, I haven't seen her in a while.
you know, our ordinances are online, I hate to tell you the kind, look at it online. I didn't know.
I tried that once before.
It didn't work, it's under municipal,
Yeah, it's
but I'll look
chapters.
tomorrow, I'll be up tomorrow, I didn't know we had, never seen that.
and I'll mail you a copy. All right, then, thank you.
I haven't ever seen her. I've seen her in a while. Man, I'm every day.
Anything else? Okay, board, if there's nothing else, the time is 7:41.
I moved the week adjourned.
I say,
It's been moved by Phillips, supported by Tilly, all in favor? Any nays?
Aye.
This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
what's your name?
Darling. Darling. Yes, yes.
Who's over this community? You got his backup?
No, but,
How you doing?
and,
I'm doing fine, thank